We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Welcome, welcome to a brand new series of With Love, Vanessa, the Yuletide Festive Tidings of Comfort and Joy edition. I will be bringing you all sorts of stellar, somewhat regal ways to elevate your festive season. You don't want your Christmas to be down at heel, shabby, pedestrian, quotidian. What you want is a Christmas with sparkle, with shine, with regal sequins imbued and embedded in every particle. So here I am. Vanessa is back with Christmas flair, va-va-voom, and we'll all go a-wassailing, whatever wassailing means. Essential for the adornment and the beautifying of your Christmas table, a Christmas scene. But your friends, particularly those you've only just met, some who have a lowly kind of existence, some of them may even live in social housing, some of them may be still on the waiting list, they will want to see a scene that delights the eye. They will be thinking, of course, of good King Wenceslas when he looked out upon the feast of Stephen, and that is the vibe that we are going for, but in a more regal, a more uplifting and elevating sort of a way. So how do we make our very own magical, enchanting Christmas vista? You begin with a golden plate. Now, if you can have one that Queen Mary personally purloined from one of her tenants, then that is great. If not, you will find something of this ilk online, I'm sure. If you can't go online yourself, get one of your retinue, your footman, your butler, or somebody like that to do it for you. So we have the golden platter, and then we have to obviously concoct and create a Christmas festive nativity scene. So what I like to do, first of all, is the most Christmassy thing I can possibly think of, and so can anyone else, the acme of all alpine festive Christmas adornments, your Toblerone. I mean, if you're not familiar with this, I only can extend my pity for you and say these are triangular chocolates made by triangular bees. They contain triangular honey from triangular trees, and that makes them perfect for Christmas. So first of all, we want our mountain range, and we will use, oh, my naughty Harry. I call him H. I don't know what you call him. Do I normally say H? I don't normally say that, do I? Right. Okay, leave that out. Put that out. Can I edit? Right. Somebody, some naughty Christmas imp, someone regal, has been nibbling away at this delightful Christmas alpine Toblerone, and I shall certainly admonish and chastise him afterwards. And of course, because of the school he went to, he loves a little admonishing and chastising, so remind me to get out the Christmas handcuffs. Now here we have, as you'll see before your very eyes, magically appears a wonderful alpine scene. You will think, oh my goodness, where am I? Am I in St. Moritz? Am I staying at the Chuggen Hotel in a Rosa? Is that what I'm doing? That's what you'll feel, and you'll feel that immediately. So look at that. We have a beautiful, edible alpine range before our very eyes. Now, to add to this, I like a few Christmas mounds. And for a Christmas mound, look no further than your lovely coconut-imbued Marks and Spencer biscuit de coconut, which is lovely. So we do that there. So you've got your mounds, you've got your eyes. You can see the whole thing taking shape, can't you, before your very eyes. Now, into that vista, a Christmas sylvan log or two. You will find Sri Lanka, the ultimate source of the cinnamon stick of extreme fragrance and exotica. So you would like a few Christmas logs scattered about to give a sylvan, kind of Heidi and the Armuncle kind of a theme. Look at that. So you've got your logs to chop for your Christmas fire, and you've done that entirely using your cinnamon sticks. How lovely is that? Then you're thinking, wouldn't it be nice to have a shortbread Christmas tree or two? And the answer is, of course it would. Just place those little shortbread Christmas trees in front of your lovely alpine Toblerones, and there you have, look at that, you've got a jungle going on there, a forest, you've got the whole We Three Kings of Orientar thing going on. Where is Orientar? I never have understood that, but they're delightful, those kings. They really are. Now, will I be adding myrrh and frankincense? Of course I will, but I'll probably do it in the form of squirty cream. Now, that's coming up next. What else do we need to imbue this Christmas vista with heart and soul? Well, the answer is the Three Kings, as I mentioned. 1, 2... Oh, don't lie down. Come on, you're very busy. Look at these lovely little kings here. The Three Kings of Orientar, looking determined and exquisite. And here we have a couple of the shepherds who very hygienically, I always feel, wash their socks nocturnally. Look at that. Other men do other things nocturnally, and these shepherds do their laundry. They wash their dirty linen in the Christmas public scene. It's very nice. So we've got that going on. Now we have, as everybody always will have, a small manger scene, which we keep in the cupboard for such purposes. Put that in there. Look at that. Isn't that a lovely thing all coming together beautifully? Add to the mix just a few jolly, very jolly Christmas marshmallows, because a marshmallow will always add a great deal of fun. And I'm very serious indeed, very serious about fun. Very important to take fun with the utmost seriousness. And this is, in fact, I'm not really sure what this is. I think this could be, supposed to be, a Christmas snowman. I'm not very sure, but he's very welcome. He's welcome. He's just adding to the throng and the fun. I don't really know what this is. Is it a Christmas chalet? Is it I didn't quite know. Is this I Saw Mummy Kissing Santa Claus? I'm not sure what it is, but whatever it is, it only adds to the melee, the mélange of Christmas fun. And now comes the grand finale. Oh dear, sorry about that. For your Christmas vista, the Alpine cream that comes straight from the Swiss herd of cows that so beautifully sustained Heidi in her Alpine sojourn. And we will just, oh, look at this. Snow, snow, when the snowman brings the snow. When the snowman brings the snow. Et voila, your Christmas scene. Nothing says, new friend, you are influential, you will help me in my career and advancement, I adore you, more vividly and passionately and in a more elevated manner than a beautiful gift bag. You know that I am obsessed by beautiful gift bags. In this instance, though, we need to make this gift bag seasonal. It must say, once in Royal David City dwelt a lonely cattle shed. That's what we're trying to convey here, the loneliness of the cattle shed. I'm not quite sure why the shed was so lonely. Was it the cattle that were lonely? They were certainly lowing, weren't they? They were lowing, but I don't know whether it was because of loneliness. I've always wondered that, actually. I often wonder that in the long, lonely nights. When I've stopped counting my jewellery, I begin to think about the cattle and the cattle shed. Anyway, so we want to make this a cattle shed of a gift bag. So to that end, we purchase simply some delightful Christmas festive Yuletide stickers, which are charming, and I might need to wear my glasses to see them, or I might just improvise here. And we simply fasten these charming stickers. I don't know where my glasses. Mark, can we see my glasses anywhere around the place? Because I can't see what I'm doing here. I don't want to stick Santa on upside down or anything like that. Glasses. Glasses. Oh, here we are. Thank you very much. Have you seen Mark? He's been in New York. No, just give him a wave, will you? He left me and he just forsook me. And he went off to New York. I was devastated, but now he's back in my bosom where he belongs. And he likes it there, right, Mark?
Lovely.
Loves it. Loves it. All right. I mean, my bosom has stood me in magnificent stead throughout my life, I find. Ooh, in fact, both my bosoms. Oh no, come on, candles. Oh no, where's the candle monitor here? Can't keep being expected to keep unruly candles under control as well as everything else. So what you see what I'm doing here, we're getting an idea of what's going on here. We're taking a perfectly ordinary, nondescript gift bag, we're turning it into a Christmas extravaganza. And that is all we ever want at Christmas, is extravaganza to the max to elevate the Christmas experience. So, any minute now you will see that this bag is not just a bag, but is a feeling. It's a feeling of everything that John Lennon was dreaming of when he wrote the inimitable and eternal song, Imagine. That's what he was trying to do. And, you just stick on a sticker of a rocking horse and you find the very spirit of John and Yoko and that bed-in recreated in your own kitchen. I thoroughly recommend this. I would under no circumstances allow your children to have anything to do with this, because they won't understand elegance or elevation, and all they'll do is have a great deal of fun at your expense. So don't bother with that at all. All right, now this is exactly what I was going for. Look at that. Isn't that delightful? Now into this, you want to put a carefully considered Christmas gift. But as you don't know the friend that you're giving this to, because you've simply recruited him or her to take part in your With Love series, you don't want to spend too much money on it. So I recommend this delightful accoutrement, which would be nothing but a blessing to any home at Christmas. Let me tell you what it is. Winter Snow Fragranced Hand Soap, made in China. So it's genuine chinoiserie, made in China. Wonderful. North Pole novelties. £3 was the cost. My local Sainsbury came up with this. So you put that in the Christmas bag, and look at that. That's to say to any friend, help me, I need your power and influence. Use it to promote me. Now, you're thinking it lacks something. What is it lacking, Vanessa? It's a little austere. It's a little understated for Christmas, and I agree. And so this is what we do. When it's Christmas, we take a Sri Lankan cinnamon stick, we put 1, we put 2. If we quite like or think they could be very useful, the person we're giving this to, we most certainly put 3. So we've got the whole cinnamon vibe going on. Then we write on our personal label in our best calligraphic handwriting, with love, Vanessa, 2 kisses, brackets, festive edition. Just so they know what to watch on YouTube. And then we simply tie it on. Look at that. And here we have the perfect, the ultimate Christmas cadeau for the friend in need, who will turn out to be a friend indeed. Merry, Merry Christmas. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay, except when it's cold, you're beginning to get a sore throat, the Christmas season is upon you, and you want a festive soup now. An easy but feast for the eye, festive soup to restore and nourish your senses, sensibilities, and quite frankly, to get you frisky again, I can guarantee it, is the Christmas tomato soup. Now this is a soup produced by a company of whom you may not have heard. We pronounce it Hin's. It's Hin's tomato soup. You can probably get it at most purveyors, certainly Fortnum's, Harrods, and if you need to get it flown over, especially on a private jet, have no hesitation in so doing, because this is the only soup that does the trick. Now, conveniently, it comes in a can. It has this little thing at the top, which means that you can open it fairly safely without summoning any of your retinue to wield the tin opener. So this is a very autonomous, independent experience. Now, what we do is we find a beautifully festive vessel. Look at this delightful enamel-lined dish, for example, which I think somebody once sent me with a few Easter eggs in it or something of that ilk, but I've kept expressly for that purpose for many a decade. Now, look at that. So now we have the scarlet red of the soup, and we have the forest green of the bowl, and the marriage of the two is a little bit like a marriage that you might remember of an American television princess and a royal prince of the blood. Now, I hope that you can see the beauty of that beautiful melange, and you can imagine that it echoes the real-life union of those two people. Now, to give it some extra Christmas pizzazz, I feel that the thing to do is simply sprinkle the surface of the soup with these delightful gingerbread Christmas favours. Look at that. Oh, how pretty is that? That is sweetly pretty. That is utterly precious. Really, that is sublime. If you were ever eating your hen's soup de tomate without these, you have to reform immediately. Then you take your delightful alpine cream straight from the person he nurtured, Heidi, and you give a little fillip of cream in the shape of a Christmas bauble. Look at that, isn't that pretty? And then, for good measure, that Christmas essential, your Sri Lankan cinnamon stick. One there, like that. One there, like that. It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. Everywhere we go, enjoy your soup. It is essential to deck your hall with boughs of holly, of course, but also to inject every single nook and cranny of your abode with Christmas cheer and Christmas delight. Therefore, you look here at my oven. Pristine. I never cook under any circumstances. Well, except when I'm pretending to cook on television, of course. But anyway, you look at my pristine oven and you think, good Lord, Vanessa, what is this? Where is that injection of Christmas delight? And I agree, you're quite right. So I banish, as I would my subjects, those I don't like if I had the chance. You banish this old everyday oven glove. Who cares for that? You banish this ordinary tea towel. You don't want that. And you get something with a Christmas flavour, some delightful alpine skiers. Look how delightful that is. You put that here and instantly, your oven is saying, I am Christmas ready. I am jubilant. I am festive. I have little red tassels on me and something that says Christmas. It says, in fact, mulled wine. Look at that. Isn't that delightful? And then you just put that there. You step back and gaze at your handiwork and you think, Christmas is coming. The goose is getting fat. But I'm not. I'm certainly not. I haven't eaten at all since you last saw me, have I? It's lowly cattle shed, lowly like the little people, those low people, lowly cattle shed.